हेलो हेलो कैसे हैं सब लोग वेलकम to heart with Saima. We are getting ready to start the show in 5 seconds. So welcome to heart with Saima. कैसे हैं आप लोग मैं हूँ साइमा डिलन और मैं आपके पास आती हूँ हर थर्सडे को from 1 to 2. I come to you bringing basically my heart to you in a platter with heart with Saima. और मैं जब आपके पास आती हूँ तो मैं बेसिकली अपनी जिंदगी लव यू जिंदगी जो टाइटल ट्रैक इस वक्त चल रहा है ऑन द रेडियो विच द ऑनलाइन व्यूअर्स जो फेसबुक लाइव पे या यूट्यूब लाइव के ऊपर हैं यू गाइस कैन नॉट हियर द बैकग्राउंड स्कोर बट द म्यूजिक विच इज प्लेइंग इन द बैकग्राउंड इज लव यू जिंदगी एंड life is not easy. Man, it does beat you up. But you know what? I think as individuals, each and every one of us should love life, should say love you zindagi. Because बहुत बहुत ज़रूरी है. It's very important that while we are in this world, this beautiful universe, we go through all kinds of daily trials and tribulations and challenges. My God, sometimes, and that is what we're going to talk about when we get into the second segment of our show at 1:35. We are going to be talking about motherhood. And motherhood is not every mother deserves to be celebrated because, boy, motherhood is the being a parent is the most, I think, difficult. It's rewarding, but it's the most difficult thing in the world. There is no substitute for it. You would not give it up for anything. But boy, you are tested every step of the way, and every parent, every mother deserves to celebrate Mother's Day because it is a very hard journey. I think basically that's the journey of life, right? Throughout this journey of life, all we try to do on a continuous basis, हमारी हमेशा कोशिश होती है कि we try to be a better parent. We are constantly striving कि okay, ये बेहतर फैसला है, वो बेहतर फैसला है, कौन सा फैसला आपके लिए better होगा, आपके बच्चों के लिए better होगा. But there are many experiences part of this process that we engage in and that do not give us the results that we hope for, but they come in your life to teach you different lessons. And one of those lessons that I've learned in my life is that I think our children come into our life, come into our world to teach us, how to become better, to teach us to be a better version of ourselves. Your kids, they test you every step of the way, but I think they are testing you and they are pushing your different buttons because they want you to come out of where you have been stuck, your own upbringing, your own, the layers like an onion, which are, you are within, and all those layers on you from your own upbringing, from your own experiences, from your own trauma, everything that you yourself go through in your own life, right? I think your kids come into your life to make you a better person. So, having said that, we're going to transition into, we're going to start off by talking about real estate. Saima Dillon, you're able to go on my website, www.saimadillon.com. You're able to email me at vip@saimadillon.com. And you're able to reach out and get in touch with me at 972-244-3106. 972-244-3106. So having said that, I will share with you that I am working on this project. So we are diving into real estate now. I am working on this project in the DFW area, where there is a development opportunity. It's a development opportunity where there are 80 acres of land. Most of the land is in floodplain, and we will be working with corps of engineers. We will be working with FEMA, and we will be reclaiming quite a quite a portion of that land which is in the floodplain. The vision is to create something comparable within DFW, a resort style project where you're able to go just like kind of like Gaylord is, but this is going to be it's a bigger project. And there are going to be anywhere from 18 to 20 multi-family buildings in there. There is going to be, we are approved to bring in a hotel. We've already talked to Marriott, but any buyer who comes in, the land itself, which is 80 acres, the land itself, 80 acres, is there for anyone to come. The buyer comes and purchases. And we are working on the whole development project. It is at the initial phase. You're able to get in touch with me, 972-244-3106. This is Saima Dillon. You are able to get in touch with me, and we can discuss further. Not I'm not able to talk about this in detail on the while I'm doing the show. So don't call me on the studio number to discuss this, or 972-244-3106. Text me, message me, let me know what exactly it is you're looking for. VIP at simadillon.com. Hit me on both the sides via phone, text, as well as email. VIP at simadillon.com. SAIMADHILLON. I am streaming the show live. It is live on YouTube and LinkedIn and Facebook. It is live in multiple places. So I'm not able to answer the phone calls right now. But if you are interested in this project, please do reach out to me. 80 acres of land is for sale for 1.4 million. 1.4 million, 80 acres of land is available for sale. But that is the easy part. That's the initial phase. At this phase, we are working with EDC, which is the Economic Development Committee. We are working with the city itself, and the city is wanting to give us work with us, give us different benefits and incentives for us to bring this project in to the city. It is a resort style project. Something, if you're familiar with the Gaylord here in the Grapevine area, this is a project which is going to be comparable to San Antonio, Texas. So it will have a river walk in there. And that's the reason that what we have picked is 80 acres of land. Most of it is in floodplain. And we are going to be reclaiming most of it, working with the city, working with EDC, working with FEMA. We will be working with multiple different cities. If you would like to come in as an investor, you would like to collaborate, you would like to basically buy the land and just take over development, you have development experience, we do have, you are able to do that. If you would like us to be involved in it, we are able to work with you and do a collaboration. So if you're interested, 972-244-3106. This is Saima Dillon. You're listening to Real Estate Market Update with me. At 1:35 after the break, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about heart to heart. For those of you who are calling me right now, I cannot answer the phone. It's difficult for me to answer the phone and do the show, because then it throws me off balance. So I do apologize. But if you are reaching out to me, 972-244-3106, please do text me and let me know what exactly it is that you're looking for, so I can respond back to you. I do not answer unknown numbers otherwise. So from this here, let's talk about the 10 strongest cities in which we are seeing based on the numbers in the DFW area. 10 strongest cities that we are seeing right now. On number 10, it is Little Elm, Texas. So Little Elm actually has been doing just really well. It went up 6% from the month of March into April. Little Elm was up 6%. And it's just doing really well. It's up 14.6% for this whole year to date. Um, Number 9 is the city of Mesquite, Texas, which was up 7.4% and in the month of April. And for the year, it is up 8.4%. Number 8 is the city of Fate, Texas. So the city for the project where we are bringing in something comparable to San Antonio, it is close to Fate, Texas. It is a city which is showing 218% growth rate in the city. So the numbers are showing a lot of growth. What we are going to be targeting when it comes to that project is not just people who are going to be coming into a resort area, but even people who are locals who are wanting a little break away from their routine life. So, having said that, it takes us Fate, Texas, which is in Rockwell County. It was up 8.1% in April, and for the year to date, it has been up 3.9%. At number 7, we have the city of Keller, Texas. So Keller, Texas is a very strong city. And I think one of the reasons that the city of Keller has done phenomenally well is because it's right there by South Lake. And South Lake, as we all know, is a very strong city. It's just not a city which is affordable by the vast majority of people, because it is an affluent city. It is something which caters to a very select group of people. You do have to be in the high income bracket to be able to afford South Lake. But people who do want to be in South Lake, but they are not able to afford the prices of South Lake, you do have options of some different cities nearby. And that's where Keller, Texas comes in. It is up 8.3% from the previous month, and it and is up by 32.1% for year to date. 32.1% increase on a year to date in Keller, Texas. It shows you how well Keller is doing, and it's just doing phenomenally well. And like I said earlier, I think one of the reasons for that is because it's right there next to South Lake. People who want to be in South Lake, they go into and cannot afford South Lake. They go into the neighboring cities, and one of those is Keller, Texas. And Keller has been doing really, really phenomenally. In fact, I would say well at 32.1%, year to date increase. So, having said that, number 6 is Anna, Texas. Anna is basically located north of McKinney. It is near Melissa, and it is close to Salina. And it is a city that was up 8.6% in April and is up 12.7% for year to date. That is Anna, Texas, which has been doing really well. Now, another city which is very close to South Lake, that is Grapevine, Texas. That is number 5 on this list. Grapevine is a very cool city. It has a lot of history in there. It was up by 10.7% in April and is now up by 14.7% for the year to date. And it does really well. It's a cool little city with a lot of, it has some historical value. It does still give you that feel of history in there. So Grapevine has been doing phenomenally well, up 10.7%. And I think, again, Grapevine is one of those cities for people who want to be in South Lake. Grapevine is right there. And a lot of overflow goes into grapevine, goes into Keller. So these are cities which have just been doing really well. Number four actually is Cedar Hills. It's a it's a small city in Dallas County, and it was up 13.5% in April, and it is now up just phenomenal that it's up by 27.3% for the year to date. That is Cedar Hills, which has just been doing really, really well. Number three on the list is Bedford, Texas, which is it has HEB schools, and uh, it was up by 14.9% in April, and it is up by 9.3% year to date, which is just great. And so, number two on the list is Allen, Texas. Allen is a really strong city in Collin County. And Allen also happens to be the city where we had the recent unfortunate experience in the Allen outlet. But as a city itself, with everything that it's offering, Allen is a very strong city, and it comes number two. It was up 15.7% in April, and the year to date increase is 13.5%, which is just phenomenal. Allen is in Collin County. It just has tremendous appreciation, tremendous growth rate. It has great schools. Um, you know, and it is a strong city when it comes to real estate. Uh, Number one is actually the city of Haslett, Texas, which showed an increase of 17.3% jump from March, and it has been doing phenomenally. It has just been doing really, really well. So that is Haslett, Haslet, Texas. So, having said this, I know there are a lot of different options. If you are in the market looking to buy or sell or invest in real estate, please do reach out to me. 972-244-3106, 972-244-3106, VIP@saimadillon.com, SAIMADHILLON. If you are interested in, all these numbers that I gave out as on the different cities, you're welcome to reach out to me. You are welcome to also go on YouTube. If you go on YouTube and you search Saima Dillon, or you search Heart to Heart with Saima, or you go on Facebook and you search Saima Dillon, SAIMADHILLON, Saima Dillon, my Facebook page will come up, and you will find the live stream of this show on the different websites. You can go on LinkedIn. I'm under Saima Dillon. Please do follow me. You can go on YouTube. Please do follow me. If you do follow me, you do get a notification when I go live every week, and you're actually able to watch me live. You are able to go on jointhecaravan.com. You are listening to me on 104.1 FM, 700 AM. This is Radio Caravan. Jointhecaravan.com. You're able to go there and tune in and listen to me from anywhere in the world by going on jointhecaravan.com, and आप वहां पर जाके कहीं पे भी आप tune in करके you're able to listen to me from anywhere that you want. We just provide you with all these different options so that you're able to go back and listen to the rerun. You're able to go back, and if you want to watch me live, you are able to watch me live from anywhere that you want. So, having said that, like I said, Haslett has been doing very well. Another city which has been doing extremely well, it is the city of Aubrey. Aubrey has been doing extremely well. It is near Denton in the north part of the Metroplex. Aubrey is, a few miles from Highway 380, And it is on the north side. You have Pilot Point, but Aubrey has had phenomenal growth. Aubrey is few minutes from the PGA in Frisco. So probably not a few minutes, but I would think maybe like 20 minutes around, maybe 10 miles from PGA. So it has done extremely well. It is a very strong city. Aubrey was up 19.2% year to date. So Aubrey has been doing amazingly well. So having said that, there are cities which came down. So this is based on what I said earlier and what I'm saying now. Number 10 actually has been South Lake, Texas, which has gone down. It showed weakness, and I think it showed weakness simply because it's not a city that is affordable by the vast majority. And then the number 9 is Salina, which was down 1.4% from the previous month. And it's had a few rough months because it's down 6.4% year to date. And this is Salina. But Salina has been a really strong city, and the growth has been phenomenal in Salina. Number 8 is Garland, which is down 2% from the previous month, but it is still up 8% year to date. So it is got the city of Garland is still doing quite well. So that was number 8. The next city is Melissa, which is down 2.4% from the previous month, and it is down around 4% for year to date so far. Number 6 is the city of Mansfield, which is down around 3.7% in from March, and it's down 3.7% year to date. Number 5 is the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, which is down 4.1% from the March numbers. But again, these are cities which are having these different fluctuations based on there are different factors which come into play, which does include inventory. The next city is Frisco, Texas. Frisco, as strong as it is as a city, but it did drop 4.1%, but it is still up 5.5% year to date. The next city is Wiley, which dropped 5.3% from last March, and it is now down by 5.5% year to date. Um, and the next city is going to be Louisville, Texas, which is down 7.2%. And But year to date, it's 17.6% increase in the city of Louisville. So overall, it is still having a good year, and it is still doing well. From there, it is North Richland Hills, which is down 14.9% from March, and this is similar to Louisville, where it had a great February, but then it did have a drop of 9.3% for the year to date. So just all these different cities that have had different kind of fluctuations, and this is how these different cities have done during the month of April. We are in May, and it's like, where does time fly? Because time really does fly. We are already in May, and we are approaching, high school students graduating from high school, and my daughter is going to be graduating from high school in Frisco. Uh, just a little bit about me. I am a real estate agent. I do commercial as well as residential real estate. I have been in real estate for 18 years, and it's been quite a journey. Um, I literally got my real estate license a few months before this daughter of mine was born, who is now going to be graduating high school next week. So it's I guess they say the different things that जो आपकी जिंदगी में होती हैं, they kind of end up tying themselves together somehow, right? But having said that, we are 30 seconds away from a break, and I hope that helps you. 972-244-3106, 972-244-3106. This is Saima Dillon. You are listening to Heart with Saima. I do apologize that I'm not able to take your calls on air because I'm moving really fast, and then I'm not able to keep my focus if I answer phone calls. So we are going to go in a break. You are welcome to call me in the studio, 214-817-3333. So it is hot in the studio, and I'm sweating. The heat is on, and it's not hot, but it's not the day for heating to be on. So, anyways, having said that, uh, having said that, we are going to we have 3 minutes 3.5 minutes left in this break, and after that we are going to be talking about mothers and motherhood and Mother's Day, because it is going to be Mother's Day. It's around the corner. So thank you on Instagram. Thank you for watching me, and thank you for being a part of my journey. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect here. And if you want to continue watching, and if you want to be a part of Heart to Heart, please do connect with hop on to Facebook or YouTube and join me over there. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms who are listening, and um, look after yourself. I feel that we are the only ones who can look after ourselves. No one else will. And motherhood is no easy feat. Thank you for being here. So I am just disconnecting the live on Instagram, and we are still live right here on Facebook, and we are live on YouTube and LinkedIn. So let's see. We have a minute and 40 seconds. So, so heartbreaking. What's happened in Allen? It just breaks your heart. I feel we are all born with love in our hearts. Hatred is something that is taught. And hatred, when is taught uh, when you're a child, and the question is, why? What are those things which make us teach hatred or bring hatred into our households? The color of the skin. किसका रंग काला है या गोरा है या मेरी तरह brown? What is it, right? Religions के फर्क, thoughts different, the things which make people hate each other. It is just devastating what people are willing to do in the name of religion, in the name, because no religion teaches anyone to hate others. Welcome back. Welcome back. You are listening to Saima Dillon on Heart to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday, and I come to you talking about real estate, talking about life, talking about different things under the sun. And this afternoon, I am planning on, just talking about uh, my life journey as a mother. um, People don't really talk honestly about how difficult being a mom actually is, and what things we sacrifice every day in order to try to be good moms. Because I think some of these words, good, bad, failure, success, I think a lot of these, right, wrong, a lot of these words have a lot of subjectivity to it. And when you really start thinking about it, you start realizing that अपनी तरफ से तो nobody uh, wants to be a bad mother, right? But being a mother, being a parent, but क्योंकि Mother's Day आ रहा है round the corner, my intention is to focus on mothers specifically, being one myself, and talking about how difficult this journey is, and how being a mother, uh, it continuously tests you, because being a mother is not anything easy. And being able to admit your weakness as a parent, I think, is one of the most important things that we can ever do as a child. So I openly talk about my journey as a parent. My when, every time that I have been in a fix, every time that I have made a mistake being a mother. And again, if you follow me, and if you are accompany me on on this journey of this 1 hour that I go on every Thursday, then you're going to know that my intention is always to talk about me and to talk about my journey. And when you use these words like failure and success, these are just these are words which have an extremely negative connotation. And I think that as a parent, what is failure, what is success, I think it's all subjective, right? So, but admitting that you are this imperfect person, admitting that as a mom you're an imperfect mother, as child, you are an imperfect child, I think what it does is it helps you grow. It puts you it lets your child know that you are imperfect. You are acknowledging your weaknesses, you are acknowledging your vulnerability, you are acknowledging your imperfection as a mother. And you are the biggest thing that comes out of that fact is that you're willing to learn, that you're willing to grow, that you're willing to put your ego on the side as a mother. As when you put your ego on the side, instead of staying in your living in your head, where your head is saying, oh, you are being told कि तुमने ये गलत कर दिया या तुमने वो कर दिया या फलाना कर दिया, you are ready to listen to what other people are saying to you, because we are imperfect beings. And when our children, or for that matter anyone else, who's close to you, personally for myself, I spend time with my children, and when my children sit there and say, okay mom, this is something you said and that's not correct, or this is something that is not correct, this way of thinking is not right, you know this is something you have to work on. ये सब चीज़ें शुरू में बहुत हार्ड थी जब मैंने इन चीज़ों के ऊपर वर्क करना शुरू किया, बट आई बट जब से मैंने इन चीज़ों के ऊपर वर्क करना शुरू किया, फ्रॉम दैट टाइम my relationship with my kids has improved significantly. उस टाइम से my relationship with my kids have grown, because I have taken myself उस लेवल के ऊपर, जिस लेवल के ऊपर my kids are, and I have taken myself to that level where my kids are, step down from my place where I think कि हमारा जो culture है हमारे अंदर inject करता है कि as a parent we are always right, as a parent हमने ये बोल दिया है तो हमारे kids should automatically do it. और वो बच्चे जो हर बात अपने माँ बाप की सुनते हैं, वो बच्चे अच्छे कंसिडर किए जाते हैं। और जो बच्चे अपने माँ बाप की बातों हर बात को नहीं सुनते, या जो बच्चे हर चीज को क्वेश्चन करते हैं, but there's something wrong with that child. So actually the thing is, when you should be questioning everything. That should be our nature. We should question what does not make sense to us. We should question, because अगर हम चीज़ों को question नहीं करेंगे तो हमारी growth किधर से आएगी? Growth comes from questioning everything. So we should question things. The things which do not make sense to us, we should question them. So जब हमारे बच्चे हमें एक पॉइंट तक हमें फॉलो कर रहे होते हैं blindly, we think कि ओ ये चीज़ें हमारे बच्चों से हम छुपा रहे हैं, या ये चीज़ें हमारे बच्चों को नहीं पता है, but that is not true, because your kids actually your kids are like sponges, and your kids take on from the relationship that they see between their parents. If you want your kids to find happiness in life, then they should be able to see love in their household. If you see that your child is filled with anger, then you need to look around and see what is it in that household that is consuming that child and making that child feel so much anger. It will usually all come down to and stem down to the relationships in the house. When the child is seeing that there's no love between the parents, that two parents decided to sign a piece of paper and get married, and that they are stuck to each other for life, even if the relationship is unhealthy. And that's what your kids as sponges are sucking in: the fights, the anger. Um, so if you're the kind of parent who is always working, and you tell everyone that I'm always working because it's for my children, to provide them this, to provide them that, that is not true. When you are always working because that's what you choose to do. That is not what your child is asking. What your child does want to see in their home is love, is happiness. That's what your child wants to see in the home. So that makes a huge difference. And if you're not able to give your child that happiness, then where is your child going to cultivate that happiness from? Although, on that note, trauma carries through generation. Trauma carries within our being, within our genetics. So अगर हम वो trauma को carry कर रहे हैं, and then we have a child, and genetically the child is also taking in that trauma genetically, किस point के ऊपर वो trauma चलता जाएगा, and everyone is going to just generation after generation continue being a byproduct of that trauma. And if you are, it is up to us right here, right now, to work on breaking that cycle. And वो cycle break करना इतना आसान नहीं है. अपने आप को genetically change करना आसान नहीं है. But कोशिश हम कर सकते हैं. कोशिश कर सकते हैं utilizing the different tools which might be available. And these different tools include therapy. These different tools include trauma therapy. These different tools के अंदर आप different चीज़ों को experiment कर सकते हैं, which includes hypnosis. आप ये डिफरेंट चीज़ों को ट्राई कर सकते हैं टू सी इफ इट कैन बी पिन पॉइंटेड कि आपका आपका पीटीएसटी विच इज़ पोस्ट ट्रॉमेटिक स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर, आपका ट्रॉमा, वो किन चीज़ों से ओरिजिनेट किया है, एंड देन यू वर्क ऑन हीलिंग दोज थिंग्स, you work on healing those relationships. Those relationships could be with your parents, those relationships could be with your siblings. Where is that trauma coming from? Where is your post traumatic stress disorder, PTSD coming from? वो circumstances कौन से हैं जिधर से आपका stress आ रहा है? So things which are connected to your stress hormones and which then lead to autoimmune diseases, which lead to arthritis and which lead to diabetes and which leads to all these different things, cancer, these things which are triggered in your body by stress. अगर आपके घर में आप हर वक्त चीख पुकार करते हैं, हर वक्त खिंचे हुए रहते हैं, you're always irritated in your house, you always talk to your spouse with irritability, that is exactly what your child as a sponge is absorbing from their environment. So if you actually really want the best for your child, it's not the money, the financial, the iPhones and the MacBooks and the vacations and all these things that monetary things जो आप अपने बच्चों को provide कर सकते हैं, but it does stem from the love that the children see in your household. Everything in life is a choice. Everything is a choice. When you sit there with the victim mindset and you sit there and you say, okay, I don't have a choice but to endure this, that is not true. You do have a choice. Now, it might be a very, very difficult choice. You might not be in a position, or you might have to really work on yourself. Most people, they continue to stay in abusive relationships. If you continue staying in abusive relationships and you think my kids are too strong and that's why I continue staying in these abusive relationships, then I hope you understand that most people who are abusive, whether it's physically, it's verbally, most abusive people were abused by their own um, parents, and then they abuse their own children, and that cycle just continues until someone tries to break that pattern. So if you stay in abusive relationships, you're doing injustice to your children. You think you are staying in that relationship for your children, but you are destroying your children. Being a mother is the most difficult job in the world. It's tough. The sleepless nights, the constant mom guilt कि ओ मैं अपने लिए ये नहीं करूं, मैं अपने बच्चों के लिए कर दूं. You know what? Let me not spend on myself. Let me not do anything for myself. Let me do it for my kids. The constant guilt, always worrying if you're doing the best for your child or not. But not a day goes by that you're not overwhelmingly thankful to wake up and to do it all again. We would never give up our child for anything, right? I look around me and I see amazing, amazing women. And again, I'm focusing on women because it's around the corner from Mother's Day. But we see amazing women who are out there on a daily basis, who don't have support from their spouses. बच्चे अगर बीमार हैं तो माएं काम भी कर रही हैं. Women are working. They are spending time in the hospital with their child. They are taking care of their child. They are sitting there in the hospital. They are going out there to earn the bread. They are a bread earner as well. I mean, hats off to these women who are doing this. And I see them, and my heart breaks when I see what what the things that some of the mothers are going through, especially if their kids are not doing well, and especially if their kids are in the hospital. They're just breaking, they're falling apart without any support from the spouses, and it just breaks my heart to watch them. This life is not easy. Being a mother is not easy. अगर माँ के पाँव के नीचे जन्नत डाली है तो वो बहुत जायज़ है, because you know have I mean because being a mother is very hard. And when I see all around me, being a single mom myself, working on my relationship with my children, working on making sure that I can run my household, and I can, as the head of the household, I can take care of my responsibilities. And there are many days you fall apart, you break down. There are many things which go wrong. There are so many times your heart breaks and your heart shatters. And one thing that I really am going to request you, I have a friend who's a single mom, and her daughter is hospitalized, and she has been on and off to the emergency in the hospital. In the past 4 years, her daughter has been in the emergency at least 20 times. And I was speaking to her yesterday, and I just had tears flowing down my eyes, because she's going through such a hard time trying to fight for her daughter's life. और मुझे मेरे पास मैं जब उसकी बातें सुन रही थी, because she was broken, और वो दिन में 2 दफा हॉस्पिटल जाती है, अपने काम करने के लिए जाती है, उसकी सारी जिंदगी बिखर गई है, वो काम से इसे नहीं कर पा रही, काम पे पहुंचती है, उसको बच्ची के लिए पहुंचना पड़ता है, उसकी बच्ची की किडनीज फेल हो गई हैं, उसकी बच्ची के बॉडी के ऑर्गन्स आर स्लोली दे आर स्टॉपिंग टू फंक्शन. पर मेरे पास अल्फाज नहीं थे, मेरे पास कोई I did not have anything to offer her. I don't know what to offer her. मैं क्या उसे ऑफर करूं? She's fighting to run her home. She's fighting for her kids. She's fighting for her life. And she's giving up on life because she is so shattered watching her kid. I was just at a loss for words because I didn't know how to help her. So anyways, that was on a very emotional note, and that's why I felt that today I wanted to talk about mothers, and I wanted to talk about how amazing mothers are, mothers who are out there, mothers who are there जिनको चाइल्ड सपोर्ट नहीं मिल रही है, जिनके जब वो डिवोर्सेस के लिए जा रहे हैं तो spouses सारी assets को shift कर देते हैं, and they don't give the support that that woman and the children deserve so that they can have a stable life. What is the most important thing in life? It should be love, but it is not love. I think the most important thing in life is money. And everyone does pick and choose money. When you see parents out there, when you see couples out there trying to fight divorce battles, custody of children, I think it is extremely traumatizing when the mother has to go and fight for herself, fight for the children. You see so much devastation. You see the impact, the way people fight over divorce के केस के अंदर, not just over children, over the finances, the way things are hidden, and the way it cannot just be split equally. I mean, हम लोग तो बोलते हैं, right, कि रिज़्क तो लिखा हुआ है, right? जिसके नसीब में जो लिखा हुआ है उसे कोई रोक नहीं सकता. Then why do people fight over, over assets? We see people fight over finances all the time, right? But totally oblivious. You're fighting over kids, but you're oblivious to the fact that you're destroying children when you fight. Why not work things out and split things equally? When I see so many of my friends who are single moms, who get up on a daily basis, who go out there to work, who go out there and they're working 8, 10, 12 hours on a daily basis. They come back home, they're cooking for their children, they are being the providers, they're being head of the households. It's okay if relationships don't work out. If relationships don't work out, it's not the end of the world. It's okay. Why not do it in harmony? Why not do it with kindness? Why not do it where you're still able to make choices because you choose to do something different in life and you're choosing to put yourself first? And if you're not happy being in a certain relationship, then you are just opting to move out. Why not do it amicably? In life, we always have a choice. We do have a choice. If you choose for everything to get ugly, then that is a choice. If a relationship has come to an end, it's okay to move on. That is what I feel. And that is what I did in my life. And I will tell you that when I made that choice and I made that decision, and I choose to put myself first as a woman, as a mother, as an individual human being, when I chose to put myself first, I, right there, am showing my kids that that's what you do in life. You put yourself first. You fill your own cup and you are able to give and distribute from the overflow of your own cup. अगर आपका खुद का घड़ा खाली है, आपका खुद का cup empty है, what are you going to give to anyone else, including your children? You have to take care of yourself first. Put yourself first. Don't always be sacrificing your own desires and your own feelings and say, oh, let me just give it to my children. Let me not do this, or let me not go out with my friends, or let me not go get a manicure, pedicure, or let me not go get that facial. This friend that I was just talking to you about, whose child is in the hospital, when I spoke to her yesterday, I was like, you have to put yourself first. Just take 1 hour out of the day for yourself, just so you can sit and just peacefully have your tea. And she said, I can't. I haven't even brushed my hair in 7 days. And that right there is extremely hard. And that is a motherhood. That is a mother right there to be celebrated. And you're listening to Heart with Saima. I come to you every Thursday from 1 to 2. And when I come here, I talk about everything that's connected to my life that I feel passionate about. And I talk about my journey of life and my growth as a mother. And in order for me to change my relationship with my girls, how I had to change myself. And when you do that and you start changing yourself, it is so crazy. But when you start changing yourself, you see that everyone around you, including your children, that their life automatically starts changing. सो अगर आप अपने बच्चों के ऊपर हर वक्त चीखते चिल्लाते हैं कि तुम ये नहीं कर रहे या वो नहीं कर रहे, या why are they depressed or why are they facing anxiety, and what is wrong with your life that you're experiencing depression, and all these things that we say, start working on yourself. Because when you start working on yourself and you start changing your trajectory, you will see that automatically your kid's life is changing. The number is where you are able to reach me in is 972-244-3106. And thank you for being with me. This is Saima signing off. Hello. All right. So thank you, friends. Thank you for being with me on LinkedIn and YouTube. So we're going to end the live.